Inside the all-white community of Arkansas. Is that a thing?
Lived in a black neighborhood for quite a while. I saw how they treated white people. It's not very good. And yet all the hate is on white males.
You would get beat up if you said something racial to a black person.
Mm-hmm. You saw that happen?
Yes.
Wait, what?
You would get beat up if you said something racial to
Well, fucking duh.
a black person.
What?
Mm-hmm. You saw that happen?
Yes.
They said something like, man, the hood ain't the hood anymore, as in like they were unhappy with my response.
Almost exclusively white communities.
Wait, we got two You're a Great Streamers, bro. Wait, great streamer and You're a Great Streamer. Yeah, thank you so much.
Exist all around the United States off of paper merely because of
What are we doing?
socioeconomics, and that if you
Is my computer lagging?
are wealthy enough, everyone who becomes wealthy enough will buy into a more or less white-only gated community. But I would not be able to afford that outside of, working my entire life to build up a bunch of businesses. But I would like to have kids.
I want my kids to be taught that their ancestors did great things, not that they were the
I think living in a diverse area makes you grow up as a better person.
villains of history.
Correct. And Arkansas is
Where I grew up was so diverse, and I even though I grew up in a dog shit area and didn't have like a lot, I don't dislike how I grew up at all.
nice. As far as I know, the laws are you just need to
Because
let them.
I went to visit family that like I'm adopted, so not like technically my family, but family in like Idaho, brother. I did not see a single person that wasn't white for like a week. I saw straight only white people for an entire week, and I was like, brother, what the fuck is happening here? Because
know that you're gonna be
because compared to where I grew up, it was so weird.
Homeschooling,
It was so
and then
strange.
after that, there's no
I don't
like,
get that.
testing that you need to do.
How does that
or
feel?
they don't really check up on you.
I don't know,
The
bro.
first community that really went after us
No,
was
Idaho,
the
not
R-
Ohio. Idaho. Do you guys know what Idaho is? Anybody ever been here to this place? The potato place.
/Jewish subreddit. I had
Wait, what did he just say?
Or they don't really check up on you.
the first community that really went after us was the r/Jewish subreddit. I had CPS come out here because they had complained to CPS trying to get my kids taken away. The health department has
Oh, that's scary.
come out here.
Not gonna lie.
They just blanket made complaints to everyone. I mean, I do have Mein Kampf, but
What is that?
I think that's just historically relevant.
I know what it is.
Who wrote that one?
Mein Kampf?
Yeah.
Hitler.
Oh, shit.
He's sort of the central villain of the 20th century. So if you don't understand what he thought, then you're, again, missing a big piece of history. Did he make mistakes? I believe so.
What do you think the biggest mistake was?
Invading the Sudetenland.
None of the other stuff.
The other stuff? Well, it depends on what you mean.
Just like the Holocaust.
It may
and
not
everything.
mean
Holocaust?
nothing to
I don't know about all
y'all.
that. Everybody thinks
You don't know nothing about all that, but you just shit on everybody who said, if you don't read this, you're missing a big piece of.
Genghis Khan is cool and he killed more people than Hitler. The question
What a
I don't know about
sentence!
all that.
What
everybody
a
thinks
fucking
Genghis Khan is
sentence!
cool and he killed more people than Hitler.
I mean, he is not wrong. People do think Genghis Khan has aura. To be honest, bro. Be honest. Genghis Khan killed literally everyone. Everyone. He killed like 30 million people.
The question is like how fast that will take for Hitler
All right.
to be as cool as Genghis Khan. I don't know. Total Brown Gorper victory.
What?
Genghis Khan. I don't know. Total Brown Gorper victory.
I don't know what those words meant, but it did not sound right.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
I like making tacos. That's fun.
despite the fact that we do have, taco nights sometimes, we also have traditional European food nights. I really love breaded chicken. Taco nights sometimes. We also have
Yo, Europeans, do you guys eat this stuff?
traditional
I see cucumbers and broccoli,
European
some leaves in a bucket.
food nights.
Mystery scramble.
I really love breaded chicken, like fried chicken. I like pizza. I like typical stuff.
Look, I was a big Dr. Dre guy for like my teenage years when I was like working out and everything like that. But then I was like, I don't think it is as soothing to my soul. And that goes back to just like anthropological data that we have about the difference between like rhythm and harmony.
What about you?
I don't listen to rap music. I listen to gospel music.
Okay, who's your favorite gospel artist?
Probably Skillet.
You say Skrilla?
Skillet.
Ah, I thought she said Skrilla.
What do they sing about?
It's like a rock Christian band.
Okay, cool.
Hardcore, we love Jesus.
We are trying. I guess this
Can
is
Greeks live
better.
here?
They're European.
Fuck
How
me.
about Central Asian Caucasians?
They're not European.
But the Caucasus Mountains, Caucasian ancestral birthplace, is technically in Central Asia.
Is it?
You know, some Italian Americans, like in Staten Island, think they're not white.
Oh,
They say, I'm not white, I'm Italian.
And that has a lot
Fuck
to do with
me.
the historical uses of the term white. For legal reasons, I believe Italians and Irish were actually always considered white.
Thank you. Can you show us around, you think?
Sure, of course.
I don't think we're actually collectively benefiting from being the richest country on earth so much these days.
You could drive for a half hour in any direction and still be in just more suburbs.
If there's one thing that I want people to take away from our entire Channel 5 catalog, it's that
Tough.
community is the most important thing on earth. Aside from helping us to meet our core
True,
emotional
chat.
needs,
We,
I believe that
us.
community really is like existential therapy that
Us.
helps us to deal with the dread that accompanies the human condition. From the moment that we actualize death as young children, we spend the rest of our lives
This
coping
chat healed me.
with the fact
We are the most important thing in the world. This entire
that
chat.
an eternal silence likely awaits us at the end of this strange, beautiful, and painful journey. But community, unlike life itself, offers permanence. Through a strong and continuous community, you can achieve something close to collective immortality, at least in your own mind, which helps to
Nah,
assuage
Twitch is definitely better than sitting on Twitter all day and scrolling or sitting on TikTok. I would 100% agree.
the fear of death in a way that makes life less painful. It's deeper than getting a beer with
When you scroll short form, it feels like you're just killing time. On Twitch, I like you're gonna say parasocial, but it literally is something to get your mind off of everything. Even if you're going through some dog shit, or even if you're not going through dog shit, if you're just bored, it is somewhere to get your mind off shit.
the homies, which also is
just
happening
is.
way less.
We
It's
told
just-
you
it's
recently
somewhere
about
to
a
not
steep
feel like
decline
dog
in
shit.
partying among young people. 70%
You can actually
down.
interact with people.
Simultaneously, people are
whether it's
spending more
online or
time
not.
online than ever before. And by online, I mean on social media platforms. TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, and YouTube. This is only compounding the mental health effects of isolation. 40% of Americans between 18 to 22 admit to being an active social media addiction. 50% of Americans say that social media has had a negative effect on their personal relationships. 60% say it's impacted their self-esteem for the worse due to comparison.
Why did that
80%
just
admit
turn
to
that guy
being
fat?
deceived by social media content on a
Chad, do
regular
not scroll
basis.
Facebook; it'll turn you fat.
And the average screen time for an 18-year-old American
What the fuck is this picture? We do not look like that. Why are you saying you instantly, dickhead? Shut up.
2025 is 8 hours and 39 minutes per day. Now, let's pivot in
9 hours a day. You got to think about how people 24 hours is between this. 8 hours is sleep. Probably more than that. 8 hours is sleep, right? Then you got 9 hours of your phone. Brother, how do you have time to do anything else? How do you have time to do anything else? You have like what, 7 hours left of time? How many? 8 plus 9 is 17, 17, 24. Yeah, you have 7 hours of time left. That's if you waste zero time as well.
and talk about the content that dominates social media platforms. As we mentioned in our previous video about Baltimore, bad news makes more money and travels faster than good news. And social media platforms are rival companies who measure success through engagement, which means keeping your eyes glued to the screen for as long as possible. Statistically, this is best done by deploying content that markets crisis, fear, or disaster. So the users who dominate these platforms and eventually
Why was his mustache? Why does he?
platforms and eventually become parasocial leaders are experts in doing just that, scaring people, scaring the hell out of them, usually by shaping a distorted version of the outside world that keeps their followers both inside and engaged into a feedback loop that carefully
True,
mimics
chat. If you don't watch the rest of today's stream, I'm never streaming again. Are you guys scared now?
community.
I'm
We've all
never
been
streaming again after today. Wajito, what's good?
Exposed to the same sources of information online as well. We're like part of the same online subculture.
Wait, who's we?
Same.
Hold on.
To a feedback
Because I
loop that
disagree
carefully
100%.
mimics community.
We've all been exposed to the same sources of information.
Nah, I disagree, bro. If you scroll Facebook, the amount of brain damage you will receive versus scrolling like normal news, yeah, I'm just saying, bro, you're done.
Online
You're
as
done.
well. We're like part of the same online subculture.
Old people
I
that scroll
primarily use
Facebook
X.
are cooked.
My algorithm is mostly right-wing political content. Nick Fuentes gets fed to me a lot.
I didn't start
Oh.
out nearly as identitarian as I am now. Even my own comment section, in many ways, persuaded me that this stuff is more important than I was giving credit to.
But it's important to remember that regardless of politics, all people fundamentally want the same thing in life and are just grown babies looking for somebody to play with.
We do games, traditional, like the Highland games. Those are traditional Scottish games.
Even before I lived here, I would come and visit and bring my poker set, and we would just do like very low stakes, like $5, $10 buy.
Boring.
And it's just a fun night with the blokes, grand old time.
With the blokes.
And then sword fighting is one of the things I really like to do.
It's with that lens that I want you to watch today's documentary, which revolves around a whites-only Christian settlement in rural Arkansas called Return to the Land.
Yeah, my name's Eric Orwell. I'm the president of the Return to the Land Private Membership Association.
We call it The Settlement. This is our first intentional community for people of European heritage, planning many others around the country.
Yeah, we have 3 acres, the RV and the solar system and everything.
So this is a homesteading project, pretty much.
Yeah.
Have you been able to harvest your own food?
Yeah, we've gotten a lot of tomatoes, peppers, melons.
What are the main tenets of the community?
Well, we believe in traditional European values, traditional nuclear families, monogamy.
We're not looking for the weird whatever trans things are going on now. Yeah, they're not for that.
Basically, what you would find in traditional
There's step one. There it is.
European
We got
religious
one of them.
texts, like the New Testament, like the Havamal in Norse paganism.
How many people do you think live in this community right now?
We have, I think, if you include children, something around like 35 or so.
And we've got hundreds of new people accepted just in the last, few months.
A lot of people are concerned about rapid demographic change, mass immigration, and just what's happening to our countries.
Why not just go to Idaho?
Well, because I'm not just...
Did you see? I told you. When I went to Idaho, bro, I didn't see a single person that wasn't white. I didn't lie. I fucking told you, bro.
Just thinking
I thought it
about
was so
what would be
weird.
convenient or easy now for us. I'm also thinking, what will the country look like for my kids and
I did not pre-watched. I went to Idaho when I was like 12.
kids? Coeur d'Alene, I looked up the census information, and it's dropped nearly 10% of the white population in the last 20 years. That's mostly immigration.
So what made them decide, you know what? Today, I'm going to make an all-white neighborhood in the forest. Let's do it. Like, what the fuck?
I grew up in Montana.
Did you notice a significant demographic shift in Montana?
Not yet, but it's happening. It won't be long.
And where'd y'all move from?
I'm from
It
Wisconsin.
won't
And whose
be
idea was it?
long.
It was his idea.
I did notice that race-mixed kids I didn't think looked as attractive as...
What?
I did notice that race-mixed kids I didn't think looked as attractive.
So now we're worried about kids being attractive, I guess. What are we doing? Also, Ice Spice, my God, you look mighty fine.
As kids who were pure race, but that's anecdotal.
So going back to the very beginning, you said you grew up in Southern California?
Yeah.
What part of the area?
What if he says where I live?
The south of LA County.
Nope. I don't live there. I live far, far east from here.
Murata?
Used to.
Okay, cool. So you pretty much grew up in a pretty diverse area.
Oh yeah, my elementary school was primarily Mexican. I remember we had some kind of cultural day, and they asked where your ancestors came from, and they
How
were
you grow up here and then still turn out like that though?
writing it on the board, and it was like Mexico, 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 England, Mexico, Mexico, Mexico. I mean, I have no other identity I can go back to. I'm a quarter or more Norwegian, and then I'm German, and I'm English. So I can't say that I'm English, I can't say I'm German, I can't say I'm Norwegian alone. I'm not even majority any of those things. So the only identity that I have, ethnocultural identity, is as a white American. And I think that's most white Americans actually.
It seems like the idea of white people or whiteness that we know today that's referenced by the media or by the Associated Press is a relatively new construction. Like talking to my grandparents who grew up in Philadelphia, you had different sections of town that belonged to different very tight-knit European communities. You had the Irish neighborhoods, German neighborhoods, Italian, Polish, Greek, and then with the mass influx of African Americans from the South during the Great Migrations, those lines kind of dissolved and they became a more loose unit of pan-European whites who fled the cities, and that's part of the reason that Philadelphia became so overwhelmingly black. And so now I don't know.
Is my camera that big? There we go.
My ancestral Irish culture.
I'm so funny. Holy shit.
Because it dissolved as a result of the political situation of the time. A lot of traditions have been lost throughout the process of white assimilation.
Yeah, and that's true. That's definitely part of it. I don't think Mexican heritage has those same issues. Latinos, though, it's interesting. They come from a bunch of different indigenous backgrounds, plus the Spanish influence. Yeah. And they have no problem like seeing their commonality, and they kind of embrace it. Like La Raza, it means the race.
Pura la raza latina.
And they're very pro this kind of unified Latino thing.
Hey guys, what's
Latino
up? I'm at the
thing.
Waffle House.
Ooh, Waffle House.
Not too far away from the RTTL settlement.
I've only been like
Very
3
different
times.
vibe, but I'm happy to be here. Anyways, we were just talking about Mexico and Spanish stuff, so I figured
Can't
now
stop white people from loving Latinas on God.
is a good time to tell you
Very
that Channel
truth.
5 actually has a second Spanish language channel with
What?
all original content from across Latinoamerica. So if you guys want
What?
to check out a couple of videos, such
No
as
way.
Lucha Extrema or Nahuatl Language Survival, or Inside Tepito, Mexico City's largest counterfeit market, or Canal C Channel 5 sub. Once
Okay,
again,
now?
society. So maybe there'll be Channel 5 Africa or Channel 5 Russia in the future.
Okay,
but
wait.
for now, we can comment up for connection during his
There we go.
formative years in LA County. Eric decided to attend a performing arts school in upstate New York. During his schooling, he became infatuated with the works of classical European composers, who
Okay.
gave him a sense of tradition that he finally felt connected
Oh my God,
to.
bro,
Went
another
to
trumpet.
school at Eastman for French horn performance, so I'm a big fan of, Bruckner
The French horn.
and Brahms and
flute?
Strauss and Mozart and Beethoven, all that stuff.
After college, Eric's admiration for the Mozarts of the world morphed into a total obsession with Greek philosophy and ancient European history.
What did he just draw?
Old European cultures.
Today, Europe stuff is still his primary fixation and passion.
I personally have a lot of respect for the Dutch. The Mycenaean Greeks were this big force at the end of the Bronze Age. The religious traditions of pagan Europe
The
had
music.
valuable things to teach us. All European people are descended from 3 ancestral groups: the Western hunter-gatherers,
The
the
bot
steppe
music.
herders, and then from the Neolithic farmers who came from Anatolia around 9000 BC, initially into Greece, and then spreading everywhere else. As
Wait, Poland.
Neoplatonist,
Yo,
I
so
kind of
what's
agree
happening?
with Iamblichus. I like Atlantis research. That's another hobby.
You think Atlantis was a real place?
100%. And they were also in Western Europe at various times.
But do you have French pride?
I'm not French.
These interests ultimately
He made sure to let him know I am not fucking French, bro.
led
I
Eric
am
into
not
a career in
French.
philosophical content creation, beginning with his first videos over 13 years ago.
The term philosophy was first coined by Pythagoras. What we might call pleasure and pain, I think more neutrally and generally could be termed positive and negative subjective value. We can talk about that level of egotism as being a kind in its own right.
Gradually, from 2016 on, these videos became more politicized,
I don't even know what he just
focusing a bit less on Plato and metaphysics and more on a shadowy global elite who uses mind control on the unawoken masses.
We can sacrifice, racial purity at a national level if we get cultural and racial integrity at the local level.
It's this kind of content that caught the eye of most current
I don't know what that meant, but I don't like it.
RTTL settlers.
I believe I came across Eric's X account. He has like kind of a philosophy channel on YouTube and X. So I found him through philosophical content.
I teach courses on Plato and Aristotle online.
Through that,
I hate when people call it X. I'm sorry. I hate it. I hate it, bro. You just sound so.
heard about Return to the Land and became interested.
RTTL was initially marketed as a positive, community-based regression to a pre-industrial society.
The way a state should be run is in the interest of the people.
Oh my God, I can't not see Wajito in this man.
Not a
Just
set
see
of
Wajito.
corporations, not just the ruling class, not just one man.
And if you take the race stuff out of all of this, I mean, living this way does provide a pretty gratifying existence to people who've grown up in either Gen Z or millennial American society, where almost everyone is chronically online and frantically scavenging to pay rent in a limited job market.
What are some things that you've built here that you're very proud of?
I don't know, I probably built like 30% of that starter home, maybe like 40% of the little cabin over there. Oh yeah, the other cabin over there, I might have built like 40%
Would you guys live in a random field for fun?
of that, but you know.
But only white people are allowed there,
Do
I
you feel
guess.
like labor gives you the most personal gratification as far as your role here?
As far as my role here, yes. It's also like a good thing to like keep each other responsible. Like it's very easy, you know, as a teenager, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get off of school and I'm gonna go home and like play video games and, you know, do whatever else you do as a teenager. Go in your bedroom for like 4 hours and then like before you know it, the day's gone, you know?
Yeah.
Whereas here, you know, if me and Jonathan, you know, we're like being unproductive or whatever, we can kind of kick each other in the ass and be like, hey, like, what's going on?
What's your favorite thing to do around here?
I like to cook. I've cooked for the guys that work here. I don't really have hobbies or anything.
She cooks a killer steak.
I like being appreciated for my cooking.
Almost everyone here at the land, I think, worked on this.
You proud of it?
I'm waiting for them to just say some crazy shit, you know?
Our first build, so most guys don't have any experience, and we're just learning from
She's
YouTube.
like a
So
hostage.
YouTube taught you to build a house?
Yeah, essentially.
We bought it like raw, undeveloped land, so that's been exciting.
What's the thing out here
Okay.
that you're most proud of in this homestead project so far?
Probably the garden. I feel like David put a lot of work into just getting this ready for us to be here.
So I believe that polities should be small in scale to the point where you could conceivably know everyone in the community. I think there should be a diverse set of communities for people to choose from, like the Greek city-states. You know, if you didn't like how Corinth was governed, well, you could move to Athens.
Building from the intellectual framework that Eric has created, race seems to almost arise as an unnecessary flashpoint for a group of people in a virtually all-white area who are primarily concerned with their homesteading project. Yet still, it's brought up constantly.
I hate to be that guy, but like I've had a lot of black friends.
Okay.
And it begins. Here we go. Second half of the video is starting now. Here we go.
Yet still, it's brought up constantly.
I hate to be that guy, but like I've had a lot of black friends.
Okay, top 5 black people.
Tommy Sotomayor, Louis
Guys, my
Farrakhan,
sister's boyfriend's black. I
let me
can't be
think.
racist, guys.
the Hodge twins, and Jesse Lee Peterson.
Black Lives Matter is a far-left, liberal, radical, agitative organization founded by a bunch of black lesbians and homosexuals and
Mr. Peterson,
radical
I
social
suggest
justice
you give...
warriors.
Okay, like one of my best friends ever used to be Puerto Rican. He was a lot of fun.
He used to be? What happened? Oh, that poor soul. I hope he's okay,
But
bro.
it's sort of like, you know, you have these big ethnic blocks that are like boulders, right? And you can build a bridge across and like meet in the middle and be friends with someone from another ethnic group, of course, right? But it's very unstable. It doesn't last.
What happened
Why doesn't it last?
with your Puerto Rican friend?
Oh, nothing. He just moved away. He moved back.
Doesn't last with them. But he just
Puerto Rico.
moved. Like, what
We
are you
sad?
talking
I was a little
about?
bit sad, yeah.
Damn, that sucks, man.
Hey guys, what's up? Communities like the one here in the Ozarks are real-life manifestations of online echo chambers. When people start relying on Facebook groups, message boards, and fringe YouTube channels for information, the digital feedback loop eventually spills into the real world. Beliefs get reinforced,
That's the British flag, right?
outsiders get villainized, and an entire town can start to mirror the same closed-circuit worldview you normally only see online. So naturally, before we put boots on the ground
I
and go
swear I saw
inside,
somebody-
we get informed. Using what, you might ask? Ground News. Ground News is a dope here using common higher verify ancestor my trust on down the phone. Check.
Had any kids yet?
No, we're not married.
Oh, you guys are dating?
Yes.
Courting.
What's courting?
Courting is just like dating with more steps. Essentially, we have to be like verified by our supervisors and guardians, people we look up to and respect, and they both monitor our relationship and help to advise whether or not we are good for each other. If they decide we are good for each other, then they walk us along and help us to pursue the relationship that.
What? What? So your relationship has supervisors and people who say, yeah, you're allowed to date. You're allowed to do that.
That would, end in the best outcome, which would be getting married and having as many children as possible.
For Jonathan, who grew up in a Mennonite colony until he was 6, exiting standard society and courting
eggs
his future wife.
Do you guys hear that?
He
Here, let me
grew up in a
run it back.
Mennonite colony until he was 6, exiting
Eggs.
standard society, and courting his future wife in isolation is the only viable option for long-term success in today's dating culture.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Courting his future wife in isolation is the only
Whoa!
option to lose 6. Exiting standard society and courting his future wife in isolation is the
Dating his wife in isolation
only viable option for
is
long-term
the
success in
only
today's dating
viable
culture.
option.
What is right with the dating culture? Every woman on the internet is more or less advertising herself as sexually accessible. And so if that's
Not everybody does that.
what you want to do as a bloke and throw your soul away for a quick goon, yeah, it's great. Dating
My
culture for that.
clitoris! Yo, here's the thing. If your girlfriend, if you're worried about your girlfriend just being around other people, then that's not the right one, bro.
Problem
Just
with
go
that
next.
is, and we see this demographically and statistically, the birth rate is going down exactly because of the over-accessibility of sex. The marketplace value of sex and monogamy as a whole is basically at an abysmally low level, probably the lowest it's ever been in
Oh, is he a sex before marriage? No, 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 blood.
human history that I've ever studied. And that does not benefit the future generation of our offspring. It does not actually benefit a happy life. People above the age of 40 who are married long term have significantly happier lives, both.
I guess. How many people? I would guarantee you there's at least 10 people in chat that where their parents aren't like talking to each other anymore.
Male and female.
I notice you have a ton of kids.
Yeah.
How many you got?
Number 5 on the way.
Okay, cool. What's the plan for education for the kid?
I'm homeschooling. It's going pretty well. I know
Oh, GG.
everything that they need to learn. It's going to be nice being in the community.
There it is. I don't care what anybody says. A parent is not fit to be a fucking teacher.
When they get a
In
little
any capacity, I don't give a fuck.
older and I'm going to need help filling
I
in
don't
certain
care.
subjects I'm not comfortable
You
with.
know how hard it is to be an actual good teacher? And you have to also be a parent and feed those chickens? Like, bro,
Another reason I'm
you
glad
do
to
not
have the
have
community
time.
because I
don't.
necessarily want to sift through every piece of
On my
history
soul, you
to
don't.
know what's acceptable to teach the kids or not. I trust the guys here.
I'm not overwhelmed.
Wait.
Everything that they need to learn. It's going to be nice being in the community when they get a little older and I'm going to need help filling in certain subjects I'm not comfortable with. That's another reason I'm glad to have the community because
Also, teachers at schools can't push their views on you because it's literally not allowed. You know what I mean? So being homeschooled, you get taught one way.
I
for certain-
don't
you know what I mean?
necessarily want to
You
sift
get
through
taught
every piece of
views
history
a
to
certain way.
know what's acceptable to teach the kids
In
or
school,
not.
you get to pick your own like views, kind of.
I trust the guys here.
I'm not overwhelmed by
I guess depends on the school. My school, you were not allowed to
evidence
talk about
for
religion
the
or
exact
anything
official
or push
narrative,
any,
like it was precisely
opinions.
6 million.
You know, there's
all.
Black Wall Street. Back in the era of segregation, there are examples of prosperous black communities.
Black Wall Street, I'm pretty sure got burned down in a race riot.
Yeah, I mean, if you look into the details there, that's another one of these narratives.
Slavery was bad, but also everyone else practiced slavery too.
North America was very
A lot just happened. Hold on. A lot just happened. Let's go back. Let's go back a minute.
Or not, I trust the guys here.
I'm not overwhelmed by
Oh my god!
the
I'm sorry. The homeschool thing made me so mad. Oh my
Evidence.
god, I hate that shit.
for the exact official narrative, like it was precisely 6 million.
You know, there's Black Wall
Necessarily want to sift through every piece of history to know what's acceptable to teach the kids or not. I trust the guys here.
I'm not overwhelmed by the evidence for the exact official narrative, like it was precisely 6 million.
You know, there's Black Wall Street. Back in the era of segregation, there are examples of prosperous black communities.
Black Wall Street, I'm pretty sure got burned down in a race riot.
Yeah, I mean, if you look into the details there, that's
Bushido, I
another
don't know
one of
about
these
that one.
narratives.
Slavery was bad, but also everyone else practiced slavery too.
Slavery was bad, but why is he?
North America was very sparsely
Oh,
populated
brother.
when we got here.
It's important to note that interwoven into these tropes about community building and heritage celebration is a much more intense core, and one that embraces controversial and outdated race science.
Hey, that's
Black
not a windmill.
college-educated people.
That was
still
not a windmill.
Embraces controversial
That
and
is
outdated race
a-
science.
Black college-educated people still tend to be more violent and criminal than white high school dropouts.
Really?
The thing is, he's genuinely asking.
Yeah,
Like, where did you get this information?
the average IQ in some parts of sub-Saharan Africa is under 75, which is considered mentally disabled. East Asians have measurably a higher average IQ than Europeans, and they're less criminal and they're more prosperous.
So you're saying Asians are smarter than us?
Yes, on average. Yeah.
Like every Japanese person I've met or like Korean seems really smart, but I've met some Chinese people where it's like, really? I feel like they're fudging the numbers on that one, to be honest.
As far as
What's happening, bro? Oh my god. Oh my god.
smarter than us?
Yes, on average. Yeah.
Like every Japanese person I've met or like Korean seems really smart, but I've met some Chinese people where it's like, really? I feel like they're fudging the numbers on that
Yeah, I don't know about the Chinese. I don't know.
one, to be honest.
As far as most experts are concerned, all of these IQ numbers are fudged. Here's a bit more about that from somebody who knows his shit, because I feel like it's worth it.
These tests were made for the purpose of figuring out who's going to do well in school. It doesn't predict terribly well to many kinds of real-world successes. There's so much it doesn't tell you. That it doesn't tell you about emotional intelligence, creative intelligence, common sense, wisdom. There's so much more to a person than just their IQ. I would say the major problem has been what's sometimes called scientific racism, but it's not really scientific. It's using the guise of science to advance racist views.
That's exactly what that other guy just did. Not the old man, the other dude.
Because you sometimes get racial differences in different kinds of test scores, including IQ, that don't take into account where those differences may come from. It was convenient for some people to say, well, look, we can divide people by nationality or socially defined race or ethnic group or religion into different IQ groups, and they probably believe themselves that it told you something, but it didn't tell you what they thought it told you. People with high IQs are often better at convincing themselves of whatever they want. So in other words, they use their IQ for self-justification. They're better at justifying whatever they want to believe. So if they have an ideology, they may have a very weird ideology, but they'll find ways to defend it even if it's not factually accurate.
So he's saying, okay.
I don't know the details
old
of
man.
the people you're studying in Arkansas, but I think that making judgments about people solely on the basis of high IQ is a serious mistake.
Michael Jordan is not a genius.
I don't.
I wonder if he thinks Larry Bird's a genius.
No,
I
Michael
wonder.
Jordan, I've never assessed him. I don't know that much
do you
about him.
think?
But you see, he's a good example of someone with adaptive intelligence. And in terms of adaptive intelligence, I mean, like, wow, he's done a great job.
Anyways, back to Eric and the fed up whites of the Arkansas wilderness.
What do you think was modern white America's Treaty of Versailles moment?
I guess like the Civil Rights Act.
You know, there's a basis for equal rights under the law, and that was kind of the nominal intention of the civil rights movement, but it went way beyond that and has ended up restricting people's freedom.
One counter argument that I would make to that is that, you know, in the 1940s and 50s, World War II ends, all the returning veterans come home. The GI Bill allows returning veterans to get low-cost mortgages on new homes. This is when Levittowns were being built and suburbs were being constructed at a very rapid rate. Cul-de-sacs were sprouting up, and the American dream was hatched. You know, white picket fence, nuclear family. Now, the Homeowners Loan Corporation,
like eggs.
which basically decided who could live where, had racially restrictive covenants that said only white people can live in this area. Minorities can't live. They can only live in certain redlined zones. Civil Rights Act comes in '64 after redlining had already began, after deindustrialization made the urban cores of places like Philadelphia, Chicago, and Detroit barren, and there was a mass transfer of wealth into surrounding suburbia. So what do you think about the notion that by the time the Civil Rights Act was passed, they already had the short end of the stick?
I would say that they were not at an advantage, obviously. The expectation that the Black community should have reached parity in a generation is crazy. Obviously, that would be impossible. It'd require massive top-down social engineering and redistribution of resources. Now, we have done that over the 20th century, but I think we overcorrected.
Well, for example, like small business loans, right? Like there was something that they sort of blew the water off of like 6 months ago or something like that. And it's basically a fact that if you're not a white male, like you're getting like, I forget the exact numbers, so don't hold me to it, but like $10,000, $90,000 more to start a small business just because you're a minority. You know, as a white male, you're putting so much more back into the system and we're getting less and less out. It's basically parasitic.
In limited cases, maybe when it's historically verifiable that this person was a slave on this plantation, the wealth went to this person. You know, if it's all on the books, then I think.
Did Wajito really say this? What, Wajito?
That's fair. Actually, some
Wajito.
cases of reparations of
Santa.
that kind have taken place. So I'm all for that. But there's a more general narrative that black people are where they are in society today because of continual systemic oppression and white supremacy. And I don't think that's true at all.
Do you think there's any solution in America politically that could lead to a reduction in homicides in a place like Baltimore?
I think the options are remigration or death penalty.
It should be noted that RTTL's opposition to the Civil Rights Act is beyond an ideological one. And it's Martin Luther King Jr.'s ghost. RTTL's opposition to the Civil Rights Act is
Arkansas return to the land community. Whites only. You're not going to sit here and tell me this isn't a racist thing. Whites only. Are you trolling? Yo! Look at the bottom! Look at the bottom! Look at the bottom! Bro! Look! Look! That is fucking insane, bro. Look at that emote. Look at that emote to him. Whites only. But no, if you're gay, it doesn't count. You're not, if you're gay, you're not white. Nope. The second you're gay, you're not white no more.
Are you the next Asmongold?
I'm Asmongold, except, what's the difference between me and Asmongold? Let me think about it. Woke Asmongold, with hair. I had hair.
And it's Martin Luther King Jr.'s ghost itself that could come back and f this place up. You see, the 1964 rulings included something called the Fair Housing Act, which was designed
I did shower last night.
specifically to stop things like this from happening.
Wait, so it's literally not allowed, you're not allowed to do this?
Isn't the Fair Housing Act technically supposed to restrict this kind of thing?
Well, no, because there are exceptions for private associations, and we're not selling real estate. When people buy a share in the company that owns the land here, they're not getting a deed to land. They're getting the right to homestead in our community.
All the initial LLC members, they paid the real estate company directly through the escrow agent.
Unlike a residential development, which
So
is
a
owned by
loophole to be a racist little settlement in the forest.
a real estate company that must follow fair housing guidelines, RTTL is an LLC, a limited liability corporation, technically operating on a commercial property that was once owned and zoned by a logging company. So the settlers there are actually partners in the company who must apply with the board to be shareholders.
So you basically buy stock in a company, and then that in turn gives you usage rights for the land.
Right, shares in a private company.
And company boards can refuse the sale of shares to whoever they want. They're not explicitly legally required to give a reason why. You see what they did?
I mean, obviously, European heritage is very important to us, and you'd be surprised, really, by the number of people that, despite knowing that, they'll get through the interview. I've asked them about their ethnic background, and then they mention, oh yeah, but I have a Colombian wife. It's like that kind of thing. It's kind of contrary to our values as an association.
What?
Colombian wife. How dare you? How dare you? They really, wow. Values, by the way. Values, by the way. You're going to tell me no alinity. I was about to say, bro, if alinity walked up there and said, can I move in? You're going to say no to her? Are you serious?
If the Colombian
Are you
wife
serious,
is like
bro?
100%
Don't lie.
Spanish-blooded.
Well, then it's probably fine.
How much did that first share cost?
About 6K.
It's pretty low.
I think that was for about like 3% share in the LLC.
How much do you think it cost you overall to get to this current point?
Oh, not too much compared to like a normal house.
And how close do you feel like you are to true self-sufficiency?
Oh my God, you know what alinity should do? Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, wait. Road. The red area is the guys, right? They own this, maybe like even a part over here. Alinity should swoop in, buy the land here, buy the land up here, buy the land here, buy the land here, and tool covered them in. Just completely foundation wipe them when they're offline. I'm not even trolling. She got to just surround them, build a fucking wall. Build a wall. I don't care. Trap them in. I think that'd be funny. She should do it. Build a dome, actually. Fuck it. Build a dome.
Where you wouldn't technically have to leave.
Pretty far away from that. It's a good goal. This is our first year really here, so let's just like adding one piece at a time.
You could build a small cabin.
Let's just like adding one piece at a here, so adding one piece at a time.
You could build a small cabin or have a building delivered for $5,000 to $10,000. So that plus the cost of the share itself, you could really reasonably get started with about $50,000.
Is your goal ever to pave these roads, or do you kind of like the rugged Appalachian feel?
No, I mean, one day if we could pave all these roads, it would be awesome.
Yeah.
But Orania in South Africa, they have 3,000 people. They bought an already existing town, you know, and then developed from there. And even they still have dirt roads. So it's going to be quite a while before we get these paved.
It should come as no surprise at all that they chose Arkansas for this project. It's a red state with low government oversight and a bunch of its own problems. Plus, the settlement is ungodly far from any population centers. It's hard to explain just how in the sticks this place truly is. The closest town is called Hardy, over 20 minutes away by car, and home to less than 1,000 people, only one of whom is black.
The closest town is 1,000 people.
Locals didn't really
with
have
999 white people.
an issue with us. We've had good relations with most of our neighbors from the start.
There's a lot of people out here that I guess live and let live, you could say, which I appreciate.
Prayer is the best way to meet the Lord. Trespassing is faster.
Still though, despite the lack of local pushback, there is some concern that with this national news media attention, legal trouble could be imminent.
Potentially, the biggest hurdle is the legal hurdle. There's going to be a lot of legal challenges, I think, to go through with this sort of thing.
We've not been sued or fined yet, but we do expect that. People have made complaints to government departments. We've had requests for information from government departments. So I think investigations are happening, and we'll have to wait months to really find.
Bro, they should just invite one non-white person, so that anytime someone says anything, they just point at that person. They're just like, we can't be racist. We can't be. It literally doesn't make sense.
Find out.
Even with potential legal complications on the horizon, most people there feel like it's worth it. On the settlement, there's a tinge of nihilism in the air. Most
Oh my God, they should get E-Rob.
people feel like the country at large
like
is
E-Rob
doomed.
could get in.
I don't think that there's like
Anyway.
good political solutions for it now. I mean, that's why I'm here, right? I think actually like people being present and like putting in the labor, kind of like I'm doing, not to toot my own horn too much, but like every single day and living in a lifestyle that's more conductive to community is probably going to be the way forward.
So do you see places like this, return to the land settlements, sprouting up across the country as a potential way to actually counter the demographic shift?
I don't think it will counter the demographic shift as a whole. I think it will provide safe places for my kids and grandkids to grow up valuing their culture, and that's what I'm going for. You know, that's my goal.
I think the solution looks something like what we're doing here. I think that's probably the best course of action.
I think
So was nowhere on Earth safe? Did they have to build a forest city?
The best we can hope for with politics is just to be left alone. I don't think realistically with the electoral maps we're looking at right now, there's ever going to be
I wanna move to Puerto
Uber-based
Rico.
gets elected. Nick Fuentes actually could probably do a pivot which I think he's already kind of doing, where he focuses less on the race question, more on Israel, and gets a broader coalition for electoral politics, so it's possible.
You're not allowed to go to Puerto Rico. You got to get through me. I guess you live in Puerto Rico.
But I don't think it's going to be like the next Fuhrer or anything.
And right now, there are several communities being organized. One of the things I've been up to lately is getting ready to go to all those sites where there are groups of people who want to do this and help them get organized, help them, decide who their board of managers will be for their companies that'll own their land. So yeah.
I left the settlement confused and honestly a bit sad. I mean, I know there's been problems and stuff, but it felt like shit was kind of all good not that long ago. The fact that people nowadays will go to such lengths to feel seen and heard is a symptom of a far greater social ill than meets the naked eye through this video. The American experiment is beginning to
Oh my God, the homeschool thing. I still keep thinking about it. R.I.P. Oh my
crack
God.
in new ways. and armies of the confused are shaping and writing the narrative. If I live a long and healthy life, I truly wonder how things will look when I'm 80 years old, and if I'll be equipped to explain to the youth of the future where and how we went wrong, or if we were ever right in the first place. I guess time will tell.
I really like that he just lets people talk. He doesn't correct them. He doesn't do anything. Even when he talks back, he just asks questions. He doesn't say anything. Nothing. They could literally say that they love Big H, and he will just ask a question. He won't reply. You know what I mean? It's actually really good.